Good morning, Fayettenam! Breaking news.
Let's get it started in here.
All right, what up, Fayette? It is the weekly news. I'm your host, Landon Ball, and on this newspaper, one, it's a lot thicker, and two, this is one of those moments where I'm very glad that I'm not a journalist, and I do not envy Justin because there's some stuff in here that is just probably hard to write about and hard to read about, but I'll let you read that on your own. Pick up your own subscription to the Fayette Advertiser. Most, like Cassie's and things like that, have a copy of the newspaper, or you can buy it from the newspaper office for like $1, or you can hop in there and subscribe. But there's some tough stuff in here, Justin. I don't envy your job to write about that because it's just brutal. But I'm going to stick to the stuff that I want to talk about and actually have any sort of good thoughts around. So the city hired a new building inspector. The city of Fayette has hired a new building inspector. He is Tracy Reed, who holds a degree in architectural design and previously served as a building inspector for 4 years in Boone County. The city has contracted him to work 20 hours, primarily Wednesdays and Thursdays. So for those of you building owners who don't want your buildings looked at, don't be here on those days. Mayor Greg Stidham has been doing this, but apparently he fell through the floor, and that was Greg's breaking point. So I'm sorry about that, Greg.
And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
That would be my breaking point as well if I fell through the floor of some building. So we have hired somebody new, $22 an hour. It's wild that they can just that they're just saying what his hourly wage is, but whatever, props to him. He's going to do it, looks like part-time, $22 an hour, and they're going to make that up by building permits, inspecting new construction and existing structures. I'm all for that. I think one of the best ways to be serious about historic preservation is to be all about permits and all about making sure construction is done the right way, while as a building owner respecting my right to do what I want with my building. There's a happy medium in the middle there. So congrats to Tracy. Hopefully that can do some good stuff for our town. I mentioned last week, but it made the paper. Heather Dawson is the new Downtown Fayette Executive Director. Very excited for that. The monthly trash fee is expected to increase.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
What? Why? Well, they raised taxes too, apparently. Dude, gummit. How about to dump some? What's Fayette's version of tea? That honey jalapeno sauce from Lafayette? You'd have to dump some of that in the harbor. Gah! Apparently, the tax increase was unanimously voted. Unanimously?
What political party does this town mostly side with?
I think for the most part, people are for raising taxes when they know that it's benefiting something. So, if this tax was to pay for Mr. Reed to inspect the building so that we didn't have dilapidated, falling down buildings, that's probably a good thing. But overall, I don't know. But they've voted to raise, I think it's city property tax rate from 0.529 to 0.599, which doesn't sound like a lot, but over a few $1,000s, it can get there. The other thing is the monthly trash fee is expected to increase, and the trash service is already not as good as it could be. There. Was that nice enough for some of you? Defenders of trash companies. Okay, here we go. So it's going to go from $15.50 to $17.50, $2 a month. What's the percentage on that? That is a 12% increase, folks. So you think that's a little $2? Nope, that's a 12% increase. And I'll tell you, I don't think this trash is 12% better than it was last time. Anyway, it was noted that trash is often, lots of people are upset about this because, at least in the paper, I'm going to read what the paper says, so y'all can't be mad at me. You just be mad at the paper. It was noted that trash is often left on the ground when it falls from cans during weekly collections. Somebody, quote, said, "Can you ask them to carry a broom or a shovel?" regarding the trash that's left behind. Fayette City Marshal Bo Wells told the council he has had complaints about RTS workers throwing trash cans in the road. I can attest to this. I have watched them yeet my trash can across my driveway. One time the lid popped off. They did go ahead and replace the whole trash can for me, but I honestly almost left a note for them, kind of concerned about them. Like they just rage against these trash cans. There wasn't any action taken regarding the increase of trash rates, but it sounds like they need to. I don't think probably negotiating a new contract sounds fun at all. You know what's up? We talking about dogs again. An item that was tabled but received significant discussion regarding a proposed dog ordinance. Vicious dogs have been a point of consternation. Dadgum, Justin. Consternation. Google consternation. Justin out here playing wordsmith. Consternation. Feelings of anxiety or dismay. That's exactly the right word for it. Point of consternation for many citizens over the past several years, with many noting neither the police nor the city is doing enough to prevent such attacks or to prosecute owners of seemingly vicious dogs. I will say, I used to, when I lived here, I walked Henry around town and there was a few loose vicious dogs. I won't say the breed because that seems to get people riled up. But I didn't take Henry on a walk anymore because I don't feel like having to curb stomp something or having to go get a rabies shot. Just doesn't sound fun. It's not relaxing. I get an extreme feeling of consternation whenever I had to walk Henry around this town. So instead, he just got fat, I got fat, and it's your fault.
This is not your fault.
You're right. It's not my fault. It's your fault.
What?
For your vicious dogs. What? You didn't record, did you?
No, I did. Did I miss the team meeting? I'm looking at my email.
Yeah, you did. You missed the team meeting. You missed the team meeting.
You've done a hell of a lousy job. You're late. You're fired. Get out of here.
That's 0 days since nonsense.
Together we run a no-nonsense office.
You missed our team meeting. He noticed this 2 days later. The issue came to a head in June after a dog leaped from a moving car in an attack downtown, which drew sharp criticism of the city's handling of such matters. However, East Ward Alderwoman Rhonda Grote said last week that she watched the video of the attack and strongly disagrees with the narrative of what took place. She also highlighted several points of disagreement in a proposed ordinance that was put before the council. The matter was tabled and revisited for September 9th. CMU is going to host a praise music competition. Fall sports are full back in swing. We'll get to that in a second. Shout out to Daily Elementary kindergarten teachers Susan Craig, Amy Busker, and Miss Millie Scruggs. They were awarded $1,500 to establish new learning centers to support reading skills in their classroom. Congrats. A Glasgow ag teacher wins MRTA. Glasgow High School agriculture teacher Kim Westhuse was awarded a $500 grant from the Missouri Retired Teachers Association. Congratulations. There are 19 churches. Does that number go down? And we are on to sports. Sports are in full swing. The Fayette softball team takes 2 of 3 at the Pirate Classic. Weiss, Seifert, Homer, and Falcons take home a consolation trophy. Fayette ace Peyton Kendall is featured here on the front page of the sports section. Picked up a win and a save during Saturday's Lady Pirate softball Classic. Our boys football team, the Falcons, show promise despite loss in season opener. In this article, it says 20 young men suited up on the field. 20. Stay healthy, keep your grades up. I'm sure that's frustrating for you, Coach Hinton. Man, that's got to be frustrating. But for the 20 of you that were out there, well done. Carter Vroman continues to be a dog out there, and looks like there's some promising things that they saw in that. It's like the CMU football team got dog stomped a little bit. Is that too harsh? No. CMU lost 51-10 to Missouri S&T. Bunch of nerds down there. Is that also too strong? Harrisburg tops South Shelby 24-16 in the season opener. Good job, Harrisburg. CMU men's soccer dog stomps Kansas Wesleyan. I probably shouldn't make dog jokes in a newspaper like this. The New Franklin baseball team wins the Atlanta tournament. Missouri is the first state to fully exempt capital gains tax. I had some people call my office about this, and I am not a tax expert. That's the next thing that's going up behind this wall. Not a tax expert. All right. I'm going to read some community events before we kick it over to Cassie Joe for the weekly Unpopular Opinion. We've got toddler time per usual, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Armstrong Jr. Fire Soup Supper is every 4th Sunday. The food pantry has its packing on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Let's see. PAWS meets on the third Thursday. We love PAWS. That's, I don't know what that stands for. I'm going to guess Pet Adoption Welfare Service. That's my guess. They have their meeting on the third Tuesday of every month at 5:30. I know they're looking for volunteers. We've got Fayette at MMA Academy on September 5th. And then if you want to go see another city council meeting, September 9th. Kick it over to Cassie.
Hi everyone. Please don't judge me for my look. It has been a rough day. But today's unpopular opinion, if you are like me and you think ahead for the upcoming gift giving season and you get it in your mind of, hey, I think I'm going to get my kids a puppy. Young children aren't that responsible, and essentially you're getting yourself a puppy. So if that's a responsibility that you're not willing to take on, think about that.
Especially if that dog is violent. We don't want him in this town. Now, time for my favorite segment of the week. I'm reading the Fayette News Exchange. It is busy. It is popular. I thought I was getting shadow banned from it last week, but turns out my video just ended up in spam. But now I should be able to post freely without anything stopping me. Unless I go crazy, then the admins will cut me off. But the Fayette Senior Center, y'all got to go down there for a lunch sometime. They have a rockin' menu. I think today's menu, September 3rd, was meatloaf and gravy with a roll. And y'all know, like, the rolls, you know, like the dinner rolls that are kind of square that you don't really rub butter on, but you just shove it in there. That's what I'm talking about. Roll, mashed potatoes, green beans, and fruit. And Mr. Prince says, sounds delicious in all caps. Speaking of the Fayette Senior Center, they're looking for someone to come in and clean on the weekends. If you are interested or know of someone who is interested, call them for more information, 248-3733. There is a blood drive coming up. Be awesome, give blood through the American Cross. It's put on by the Fayette Optimist Club at the St. Joseph Catholic Church, Friday, September 26th. Annie's birthday, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. She will not give blood because she'll pass out. Katie Shiflett says, if you have egg cartons, don't throw them away. They will take them off your hands. Someone posted, was there someone in Fayette that had dubia roaches by chance? Which, if you do a quick Google, I didn't know anything about those, but I can tell you who doesn't have roaches. Some little pipsqueak named Cody Johnston says he does videography that helps out with local projects. He said, hey, Fayette, it's me. Hey, Fayette, I do videography and would love to help with a local project. Then he says, I work full-time running media for the Landon Ball State Farm Agency and also produces the Landon Ball podcast. In all seriousness, Cody does a great job. If you're looking to do any video projects like this, or if some of you really want to start your own podcast, I would totally let you work with us. Hey, I wrote that? No! Here's another post. Brittany, I feel bad. All right, you posted and not a single person responded. Is there trunk or treat in Fayette this year? It could be because, in my opinion, I think Halloween decorations up this early is obnoxious, and maybe I'll fight it by putting up Christmas decorations. Watch me, all right? Mickey out front already has like Ozzy Osbourne out front, singing and playing on piano. I feel like I need to put the nativity scene out there just to get ahead of it. Not dogging you, Mickey. Really enjoy having you as a neighbor. All right, in other news, it's fantasy football season. So, one, I wanted to shout out a local podcast that has started recently. What's it called? Football. It's by Ryan and Nicole Atkins. Let me look it up. 1 sec. It's called the Almost Entirely Football Show, put on by Ryan Atkins. Ryan, you should come on here and talk football. My fantasy football team, actually, just so you all know, my fantasy football league's name is Fayettenam Fantasy Football, and I didn't even start it, okay? So I didn't coin this whole phrase. I didn't. But either way, I am whooping tail in this league, okay? I have been the laughingstock of the league. It's a full keeper rookie draft league that we've got like 10 years in on. But dude, here's my starting lineup. I know it by heart because I spend too much time on it. At quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Running back, Derrick Henry. Running back, Bijan Robinson. Receiver, Jamar Chase. Another receiver, Malik Neighbors. Then you move to tight end. I went ahead and picked up Travis Kelce because I know the NFL script is going to just play into the Swiftie thing that he's getting a ring and he's riding off into the sunset. Travis Kelce is going to have a career year. Clip this for when I'm wrong or for when I'm right. And then in the flex spot, I've got like my options between Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas. I've got Alvin Kamara. I've got Chuba Hubbard. I've got, oh yeah, Bucky Irving. I've just got a plethora of options. That team is stacked for being a 10-year in keeper league. Just hope everybody is going to enjoy me flaunting my fantasy football trophy that hasn't been sent to me yet by the commissioner, Thomas Wagner. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of the Fayette-Nam News. We'll see you next week.